Hi, I am here with my good friends Sandra and Jim Barela, and Sandy actually is also my publisher with Celebrate Lit Publishing. So they're here visiting us, and I'm so excited about this. We're doing our whole theme this week on family because of a Sojourner Solace release, and the the verse that I'm thinking of for this video is, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord, Joshua 24:15. So I know Sandy and Jim have done some incredible things in their family that really implements that ideology. So I want them to share with you, so maybe it would inspire you in your own family. So why don't you guys just share some of the things that you've done?
You're so good to me. The Lord has been really good to us because He has put other people in our life. And, they say it takes a village to raise a family. And I think that's true. We've had a lot of people, I think of our good friends, Don and Sherry, that have really invested in our kids and helped and patterned how what it's like to have your household serve the Lord and serve the Lord with your kids. And one of the things that someone had shared with us when the kids were in elementary school, and we implemented it, and I really like it. It's a joy. We still do it every year.
And how old are your kids now?
Oh, let's see. Denise is 26, Kelsey's 24, Josh is 23. So, and my girls still live at home. Josh is an electrical union, and he's out on his own now. My baby, it's so hard, but so yeah, and he just moved out, so this Christmas it'll be a little bit different, but hopefully he'll still be able to join us some. But every Christmas, when we got married, Jim's family and my family did holidays very differently. My family whooped it up on the holidays, like holidays were a big thing, and Jim's family, because some of his families were Jehovah's Witness, they didn't really celebrate because they wanted to have a platform to talk with them. So when we got married, there was an issue about how we were going to celebrate Christmas, and we decided we were going to focus on Christ, not Santa Claus, and we talked that out. So when the kids are in elementary school, a friend of ours shared about doing Advent, and so we started that. So every year at Christmas we do Advent. Every night we have special books that we read, and we do a devotion every night. We have like a special little dessert, not so much now that we're diabetic and we have to have fruit, but when the kids were young, we would have a special
sugar-free candy.
Yes,
Sugar-free candy.
We would do like a little dessert, and we would not put baby Jesus in the manger, and every morning we would say, "Oh, is baby Jesus in the manger?" And they would go look, and they'd be so excited. And then Christmas morning, baby Jesus would be in the manger, and all the presents would be around the manger instead of the tree. And just to reinforce, this is about Christ. This is, even though most people will say Christ was born in the spring, this is when we celebrate it, and we wanted to keep our focus on Christ. And I think it really, even now our kids look forward to it. Are we doing Advent? What are we going to do this year for Advent? And they've gotten involved. Like Denise has, will say, have you seen this book, devotional, that we could do for Advent? And so it's fun to see them grow and now start to get involved in that.
Take a hand in their role in it.
Yeah, and I want it to be a tradition, so I'm hoping when we have grandkids, be something that our kids would do with their kids, like a tradition that we've passed on. That's really important to me. I remember spending summers with my grandparents, and my grandpa would be sitting at the end of the table every morning reading his Bible and praying. And I'm thankful that I have family. I come from a family of believers, a long line of believers, and I had that example. And so I'm in that tradition. I see that in my grandparents. So I wanted to invest the same in my kids, like my parents and my grandparents have done for me.
Now, do you guys do devotionals at other times other than your Advent Christmas as a family?
We do, probably not as regularly as we would like to. I think Sandy's been really good about putting devotionals into my view, and we've been doing a Paul David trip
Oh, I love the New Morning Mercies.
Yes.
That we do.
That's
We
the
both
newest
have
one.
that one.
And we're doing the 90-day Reformation.
I couldn't remember the name of that one. So I thought
Yeah, that one was a good one
that
too.
was very good, very good. But we do try to do devotions, and again, not as regularly as we probably should, and that falls on me, but we really do enjoy doing the devotions, and the discussion afterwards is usually where the meat of it is, even though it's a great devotion. I think when we talk about it, what it meant, what the author meant by it, that's really been very helpful.
Oh, and that's a huge thing for parents, I think, to implement with their children is the word as much as possible, but talking about it and how do we apply this to our lives and taking a responsibility, not expecting the church to do it all, but as parents, it's our job to teach our kids and to foster that love of Jesus in their lives and in their hearts. And because I've heard about your devotions with your kids, and I'm just, if I could do life over again, the things that I would do differently in hindsight, but we can't. We can only move forward, and
Right.
the Lord knows where we fail and knows where we have failed, and He comes alongside and He fills in where we have not maybe done things perfectly. But
And we feel that too. Like there were things. One of the things that I think about with our kids. Again, Paul David Tripp has an excellent book for those of you who have younger kids, and even older kids. It's a great book, Shepherding a Child's Heart, I think it's called. And it was really good, and I wish I had read it when my kids were younger, so I had more time to implement it. But it really talks a lot about, instead of changing behavior, like behavior modification, changing a child's heart. So if they aren't, picking up their clothes and putting them in the laundry, instead of trying to change that behavior and getting them to do that, what is the heart attitude behind picking up your clothes and putting it, like, Jesus wants us to put others before ourselves. Right. So how are you putting others, how are you putting your sister and your brother before yourself? If you're leaving your clothes on the floor and they're having to trip over that, like just changing the heart attitude.
Oh my God. And that's so important.
It is.
I think it's so easy to look at people and think they've got it all together, but you don't know the heart of people, and that heart is critical. It doesn't matter how good you look like on the inside, because God knows your heart on the inside. No matter how good you look on the outside, God is aware of what your heart attitude is. That's what He's looking at. He's not looking at the two boys were told what to do somewhere, and one said, yes, I'll do it, and the other said, no, I won't, and the one that said, no, I won't, ended up doing it. The one that said, I will, didn't. Yeah. So it's that whole attitude of heart, even if your heart might be a little rebellious, but are you softening it for the Lord? Is that the important thing? And
when you do behavior modification, most of the time kids can only behavior moderate. As a teacher, I found that they only could do that for so long.
Right.
And so then they slip back into their old habits. But when you change their heart, I find, even for us as adults, like I find simple heart attitudes, and I'm like, I need to change my heart attitude. That's why I don't want to do that, is it's my heart attitude behind it. Right. And I think...
Well, then that translates to other things, avenues in your life. So it's not just that one behavior. You're talking about, now you start thinking more clearly about other things, and it trickles down into other parts of their lives.
And I think one of the things too, Jennifer, is like you were talking about failing. As parents, we all fail. Yeah. And I remember one of my pastor's wives saying at a baby shower, when you fail, it's an excellent time to show Christ to your children, because when you go and you say, I'm sorry, I failed, I'm sorry, I yelled, I'm sorry that I was short with you, you are modeling Christ-like behavior for them to learn. So when they fail, they know that the Lord forgives them, that they can say they're sorry, that they can
ask for forgiveness. Right. I mean, it's important for us to ask for forgiveness.
And I think sometimes we forget that as parents. We just assume, like, well, we're a parent, we make mistakes. Our kids have to, unfortunately, that they learn.
They have no choice. They're going to have to
learn. Yeah.
They want to eat. They're going to have to be nice to us.
Right. But when you model that, and again, like that's what's so great about being in church and having a church family, is that church family invests in your kids and invest in you, so you could see where you need to change. And I think that's why God gives us a community that's so important when you're raising kids.
I agree.
The other thing that's important with asking kids, what's going on in your heart that's causing this, is it gives us the opportunity to talk with them. I kind of got used to an environment of do this because I said so. So I wanted to take that route, but it forced me to sometimes talk. Okay, let's talk about this. And those moments are moments that are life changing a lot of times, because the kids, you're talking with them rather than talking at them. It gives them an opportunity to share what's on their heart.
And to see why, like, we're not telling you, there were certain shows we wouldn't let our kids watch. And we always tried to explain why. You can't watch this because of the content that's in it, or language that's in it, or, whatever that was in it. So we hoped and prayed that would be something that when they got old enough, they could think through, oh, should I be watching this? Is this what the Lord will want me to be watching? And then sometimes it's been funny because they'll say, oh, you're watching that show, with the board, like, I can't believe you're watching that. I'm like, oh, you're looking, good point. So that they can learn, not just we're telling them, but they can learn the thought behind it, so they can learn to think for themselves.
Critical thinking is important.
Yeah, and eventually you won't be there. Like, our kids are adults now, and we're not there to tell them yes or no. They have to make those decisions on themselves. But again, we saw that modeled, especially with our friends Dawn and Sherry. We saw them modeling that even with their grandkids, and it was amazing to watch and to be able to learn and to get advice from them. And I'm so thankful for the people that the Lord has put in our life to teach us these things.
Oh, well, it sounds good. Well, I really appreciate you guys taking part in this. You're helping me out, and appreciate so much the friendship that we have with you. We're so blessed that you're here with us. So we thank you, and we hope you guys can take something away from this and implement it in with your own family. So God bless, and we hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.